future. So I think this will be us for today. A few people send me texts saying that they will not be available. So for those of you that have your computers set up, start in Tai Chi Harmony. And make your body as vertical as possible. I once had a very, very old Chinese doctor teach me a word in Cantonese, even older language than Mandarin. And the term in Cantonese is called hodium. And this means straight body. Hodium is like it actually means the vertical energy. So while you're standing in Tai Chi Harmony, you can grip your feet, you can relax your tailbone, lift the base of the torso, connect the tongue to the roof of the mouth, tuck the chin, relax the shoulders. And then forget the outside. You should be balanced. Your body should feel comfortable. And then go on the inside. Put your mind somewhere inside of your body. And make your energy as vertical as it can be. So relax the muscles, tendons. Can you relax your bones? Pardon me. Can you carry tension in your bones? Allow the relaxation to sink all the way down to the bones. And then on the inside, this is a Tai Chi practice. So Tai Chi implies that we have an outside, we have an inside. So on the outside, we talk about our head top and our shoulders and our feet. But what's happening on the inside? For this exercise, we're making everything very abstract. It's just a single straight line of energy on the inside. Keep standing. And then have the feeling of growing. Once the outside is relaxed, and the inside is also relaxed, then you can expand. The tendons are similar in consistency to rubber. So imagine if you have rubber that's very cold, doesn't move very well. But the more relaxed it is, if you warm it up, the energy is moving without obstruction. There's no tension preventing the energy from flowing. Feel the space between your palms. Don't press your palms together. So internally, some things to feel. We talked about lowering the tailbone. But we can also think about pushing the inside. This is a complex one because we talk about lifting the pelvic floor when we breathe. The J shape that starts at the back and comes up to the stomach. So pulling all of that up. But now think about pushing the energy down so that it's rooting into the ground. You can assist this by adding the diaphragm. So if you push the base of the pelvic floor lower and you push your hara, your dantian, your belly button, energetically as if it's going downwards. And even your diaphragm, the breathing, the apparatus that sits under the lungs while we're standing, while you breathe, imagine pushing your diaphragm all the way down to the ground. So internally, there's a feeling of going downwards. And then, additionally, internally, When we talk about pushing the back of the head top up, what's happening on the inside? The same way that we can feel the dantian sinking to the earth, we feel the inside, the energy of the top being drawn upwards towards heaven. The Taoists refer to the three treasures: heaven, earth, and man. And so man is stuck between heaven and earth. So we want the feet gripping the ground, firmly connected to the earth. But we want the head top reaching as far up as it can go. And this becomes an internal practice, because later maybe we cannot control our posture, but energetically we can still remain upright. Let's do some breathing before we do some Tai Chi. So just from a relaxed stance, we're going to start. Long inhale. And now make this movement so relaxed, so soft, so slow. The primary focus, the only focus, is gathering energy, breathing, fully inflating the lungs. You can make it a stretch if you can stay relaxed. Pardon me, I have something that's frog in my throat. Breathing, fully inflating, relaxed, keeping the same internal feeling. When you reach the top, make your energy hodiam, very vertical. So pull the head top up. And vertical, by the way, implies the top and bottom of the line. For those that practiced with TC, he would say, imagine a line that's connected to your dantian that goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And that same line going out the top of your head and reaching to the center of the universe. So this is the straight line that we want to keep our spine aligned to. It's aligned with the earth. It's aligned with the universe. It's vertical. It's upright. The body, when it has deficiency, starts to crumble, starts to curl in on itself. So our practice is to return to harmony. So again, relax your body. Imagine while you're doing this, you felt pretty relaxed. Oh, it's good. Qigong. Now try to relax twice as much as you already are. And then you can line up the breathing with your movement. Now try to imagine lining up the relaxation with your movement as well at some point. At the top or the bottom. You can imagine being very heavy at the bottom and leave that earth chi at the bottom, and then feeling very light at the top while rooted. So let the heaven chi expanding upwards. The yin and yang. Do 3 more. Go at your own pace. Increase the energy increase the relaxation. When you finish, bring everything back to the center. And then return back to Tai Chi Harmony. And then recalibrate. Pull the head top all the way up. Externally relax the brow. Open the vision. Open the nostrils. Unclench your jaw and activate the corners of the mouth. You can consider a half smile. Connect the tongue to the upper palate. And again, the softness, the internal softness is valuable, because when we talk about qi, some people talking about qi in terms of electricity. So electricity doesn't like to flow where there's resistance. The same thing with qi in the body. If you keep your tongue firm, the qi won't flow as well. So keep the tongue soft. Soften your shoulders. Hollow the chest. Use your stomach to engage, and then let everything back here just open and relax, sinking. Your tailbone will find its natural place. And then while we're still in this area, think about when you're breathing, pushing the diaphragm down to the ground to inhale. It's doing it anyway. It's when you breathe, the diaphragm expands this way. But you can actually get the diaphragm to press on the kidneys by internally, energetically pressing down. Lock the base of the torso. Again, the same thing. We don't want to be too firm, so just the right amount. Lifting at the bottom. Forget your knees. Grip the ankles. Grip your feet. Form the shape of your foot. Feel it's like a triangular shape inside your shoe. And then your toes, you can think of one or two things, either like nails driving down into the ground, or you can think of like talons that are gripping. And the same thing, once you have that good shape, keep the shape, allow the internal relaxation to be present. So this, by the way, when we talk about internal relaxation, how do we do Tai Chi? Let's do a little bit of standing. We can do turn this into an exercise. Put one step back into the square. Sink your tailbone. And we'll do more qigong. While we're practicing this one, ask yourself how you can maintain a very quality Tai Chi shape, but still have internal relaxation. Externally, the key is in the tendons, because the tension is happening in your muscles. Your tendons, very soft, and can allow you to maintain a shape. When you practice Jinji Du Li, can you make your standing calf soft? There was one story about a Shaolin student. Shaolin, very hard style martial arts. When he went to the Tai Chi temple, the master said, "Look, this man's standing in Jinji Du Li, and his calf soft like a baby." In the Tao it says, "Can you be soft like a baby?" Imagine the quality of your circulatory system if it was brand new. When you imagine that, when you have that imagination in your mind, can you feel it inside of your body? What is it like to relax your heart? Your heart is a muscle. and it can have tension just like all the other muscles. Can you stand in Jinji Tu Li with your heart relaxed? You may feel energy just from relaxing your heart. Practice on your own. Breathe deep, balance. And then when you balance, you may see me wobble because I'm relaxing more of my calf. It's a practice. One idea before we continue on, we're going to warm up in a little bit. So gripping the feet, when we say relax the calf, you have to kind of keep your feet gripped. As a thought experiment, I don't want you to practice this on your own unless you feel physically capable because you could injure your knee. But try relaxing your calf and not using your feet. It's very bad for the knee, it's wobbly. But if you grip the feet, the knee becomes, even relaxed, it becomes very stable. So you can get the muscles to chill out. Let's stretch a little bit. Lock your shoulders into place, going at your own pace, starting small, safety first, breathing. Turn to open your head, neck, and upper back. So feel where your spine connects down into the main part of your body and stretching all of that upwards and outwards. As if your spine is stuck inside there and you want to pull it up and out, and you're twisting to help extend the movement. Remember to breathe the same long breathing that we started with. If you haven't changed directions, turn direction, change directions, do some the other way. While we're still at the head top, take your fingertips, tap, and imagine little lines of energy that coming off your fingertips going all the way into the center of your brain. So you can relax the brain as well. And then take your fingertips, the same thing, and imagine the energy that we had just talked about, and give yourself a scalp massage. See if you can feel areas of your scalp that are more tight than others. What that means is, guess what? There's tension there. Go all the way to the back. Just use your fingertips. Use as much power as you feel comfortable with. Go around your ears. Come up to the temples. And then take the back of your hand. The point, the acupressure point on the front of the hand is also mirrored on the back. We're going to take that point and we're going to draw it all the way across the brow. So just as if you're taking, like wiping away sweat. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just take all of your worries and get rid of them. We'll do one more time. As if you're just wiping away. Next, the same point on the palms. We're going to press right against the eyes, but I want you to use the ocular ring here, the orbital bones, to prevent you from pushing in on the eye too much. You may turn your palms a bit to accommodate, especially if you have a nose like mine. You got to turn a little bit and press in, and if you get it right, you should just feel a little bit of pressure on the eyeball. This is, you can do this, don't do it too much, and don't apply too much pressure. The eyeball is very sensitive equipment, so unless you're a technician that understands how to work with those things, this is just something to get a little bit of qi into the eye. The eye is a difficult area to get qi into, far more difficult than I don't know, say for instance an organ or a muscle, something like that. This is a delicate area, so breathing deep. And then the same thing, pull your brow and your cheeks apart, like and then when you get to the edges you can press into the skin, pull all the way back, like you're making a funny face. And then relax shoulder rolls. All the movement comes from the center. So breathing, once again, slow down. What happens is our world is so material. We're so externally focused on the material world that we start to think about all the external stuff and we forget what the inside feels like. So this is when we talk about shoulder rolls, change directions if you haven't. If you make the movement originate from the center, the whole structure will move. You can lock the legs, you can lock the lower body, and then feel what that feels like. What do your shoulders really feel like? What does your back really feel like? And then change, exaggerate some. With these, I'm trying to bring my shoulder, if I was keeping everything perfectly geometric, which is one of our goals, I want to bring this shoulder to the center, roll it all the way to the back so that this other shoulder is in line this way, and the same thing here. And really feel inside of your body. I like to say, feel your collarbones, feel your shoulder blades. We don't think about what the feeling of our collarbones is. And then come back to the center. Before we do some turning around the waist, I want to do another one to open. And by the way, you can practice this as extreme as you like. I'm going to take a square step and just rocking back and forth so that my arms, I'll change directions a little bit so that you can see. So I'm using my spine like a center post, and my arms are flapping around the side, and I'm trying to pull open the pectoralis and deltoids, all of this here on the stretch this way. And when I come back forward, the same thing, I want to keep my spine straight, but allow the back to wrap around itself so that we're something I keep working on this one. Keep your spine straight, the energy is going up. If you can hit the backs of the hands together, that's fine. It's actually easier to do that lower. If you try to get this up here, it's far more difficult. So if you want to get this kind of, some of us may have done this exercise in the past, you can combine those. In the park in Westwood, and sometimes at the YMCA, I used to say, imagine your spine is a fence post, and you're trying to get the post out of the ground. You want to get it freed up. So the same thing with this. When you're doing this exercise, you want that post to be as stable and straight as possible, and you want the soil and dirt, and maybe sometimes it's embedded in concrete. We have long-standing injuries. Next. Similar type exercise. Grip your feet, sink your tailbone. And then keeping your arms round as if you're going to drum. And we're going to start this slow and we're going to work up. So breathing and then press. So the arms go straight down, and then as soon as they hit 99.9%, they relax. Like there's a big drum in front of you. You can imagine any type of drum that you want. Breathing, exhale, right at the drum hit. By the way, keep your head top up so that vibration does not travel up the neck into the head. This is all happening at the dantian. So locking the center like you want to press. Press. And so you're allowing your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. This is a good one to align. So you can do some with power, and then we're going to change it. We're going to make them much smaller and with less oomph, right? So breathing, press, 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 press. Keep your head top up, sink your tailbone. You can imagine using, for the martial art, for the Fajing, when the palm hits, the whole spine is sinking for the power. So press, press. And then we're going to change it even more. Relax for a second. This is like if you have a bag of your favorite snack or a box of your favorite cereal, and when you shake it, all of this stuff settles to the bottom. So we're going to use this same exercise. Again, I want to be sure that you protect your neck and your head by keeping it up there and stable. Just like when you see birds walking sometimes, owls do it, keeping their head focused, and their whole body will move around, and they can still look. I'm not a bird, so I can't do that. But the idea is the same, is make yourself like a bird so the head top stays up, and then bouncing. So like we're hitting this drum, and we're going to do this like you have your favorite snack in the bag, and you want to shake it so that it all settles to the base. The same thing. Head top is up. In fact, see if you can make your head top like a compass. It doesn't move, right? It may go up and down a little bit. No wobbling. The energy is not bouncing back up from the earth. Relax your shoulders. So all of this, your center, is bouncing. And the hands, we can think of that drumming action, but you can also just think of relaxing the wrists, but keep your elbows out, keep this round, hollow shape. This is good if you have like injuries or some type of long-term tension, or if you use a particular kind of computer software that forces the left side of the screen, and you've been using that for like 20 or 30 years, and your shoulder is that way. This one is good for loosening that type of stuff up. So take a break, relax for a second, breathe. Push your tailbone back and away, and then open your spine. So let your head top fully point towards the ground. Breathing deep. Remember the breathing that we started with. Make your internal feeling as relaxed as you did when we began. And see if you can feel the blood flow in your back, your neck, your head. Become aware of the cessation of the feeling of energy moving inside your body. When you're ready, breathing deep, grip your feet. Push your heels into the ground, use your stomach, relax your spine, inflate all the way, inhaling all the way up. And when you reach the top, relax. We're going to do one leg stretch on each side, and then we'll practice a little bit. Push your tailbone back and away. You can use your standing leg from another angle. You can use this leg for support with your hand. Reach to stretch. By the way, take this slow. Don't push anything too quickly. Reach as far as you can. Pull your toe towards your nose or your chin as much as you can. So yes, you're stretching the calf. And then the same, extend your spine. Whether you push your chin forward or push your crown forward, make your spine vertical and try to stretch it out in conjunction with the leg. When you stand, breathe, and then just roll forward. Same thing. Square step, hip back, grab your knee, reach forward, pull your toe up and back, stretch your spine. You can use the breathing to assist the stretch. And then when you're ready, shift forward, breathe deep, take a deep breath. Let's do a little bit of Tai Chi. We're going to do the first section just to say that we've done some Tai Chi, and then I want to come back and look at some stuff somewhere in there, unless some questions arise. Before we continue, does anyone have questions, thoughts, comments, something that you're working on, something that we just worked on? Okay, let's do some Tai Chi. So pick a space. This form, by the way, the first section, is shaped a little bit like the shape of your hand. There's about 4 steps forward, and there's 20 or so steps to the left. So that's why when we practice, I start on the right side. For people beginning, bring the head top up. Relax your tailbone. Breathe your hands into the center. And then do all of the calibration. See how many you can remember from the head top. The face, the vision, nose, tongue, half smile, shoulders, hollow chest, stomach. Relax the tailbone. Open the back. Grip your feet and ankles. And then internally, smile to yourself. Take a deep breath. Those things feel good when you smile to yourself and you take a deep breath. It helps you relax. Now, with that feeling of relaxation, relax twice as much. Grip the ground. We're going to open shoulder width wide. Connect to the earth. Connect to the sky. Relax your muscles. See how you can stand in this posture simply by using your tendons. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Square step forward. Ward off. Breathing. Turning at the elbow and the waist. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Step forward. Ward off. Breathing deep. Shift back. Turn 90 degrees. One step at a time. Join the palms. Press. Due north. Power coming in. Return the power back out. No effort. Just a curve. Look left. Glance right. Get underneath it. Press up, down, up, horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Single whip. There's a waist turn in every posture. Split, brush, roll, unroll. We're going to turn 90 degrees again. This is crane, opening the wings. Soe, pee-pah, brush, press, square step, back, twegu. Bai hu, liang si, crane, opening the wings. Play the guitar, brush knee, press. Brush knee, C-step, relax. One more. Brush knee, ao gu, kan chong. Holding the moon in the chest. And so from this posture, yo, ban lan shui, to the right. Lan is parry. Shui is punch. Zo, ban lan shui. Left corner. All directions. Focus power. Yo, ban lan shui. Right corner. All directions. Focus power. Rufong. Subi, closing doors, one. The second, turning 90 degrees, return tiger to mountain. Block. Punch right. Punch left. Bring everything back to the center. He Tai Chi. Okay. By the way, if you guys have questions, always feel free to just, you can blurt them out. because otherwise I'm going to talk about something else. I want to talk about the center, and I want to talk about the center of our physical body, but I also want to talk about the inside center. We've been talking about, let's actually do another Tai Chi standing exercise. You make your feet shoulder width wide. Sink your tailbone, relax your shoulders, push your head top up, and then just bring your arms around as if you're holding on to something. And to help you use this imaginary thing to stabilize, or to, have we done this exercise where if you imagine you have something very heavy in your hands, imagine you have like a bucket or a weight, and when you want to balance, to have that imaginary weight actually makes it a little bit easier to balance. It's weird if you let it go. And then changing. Make it even heavier yet. You'll feel more stable. Your mind doing this. Grip the ground, relax your tailbone, and imagine something that's large but not necessarily heavy. So you can imagine a very big beach ball or a big plastic bin. It's very big, you have to sort of hold on to it, but it's not very heavy. But because of the size, we want to sink our tailbone back. So imagine putting the edge. One example I used to use, I'll move so the profile. One example I used to use is a barrel. Barrel is very big, can be heavy, but it's hollow. It's just more unwieldy. So imagine putting the barrel right on the top of the hips, right at the corner where the hips hitting the legs. And then relax your arms. If you ever have to hold something like this for some time, or if you're standing in the store and you hold something, you can actually allow that structure to be held in place, your physical structure to be held in place by the object. So here we have an imaginary object, the same thing. And then while we're standing, while we're doing this, do the breathing. Lift the base of the torso, make sure the tongue is connected up there. Attain the relaxation and allow the energy to move. And while we're doing this, focus on your dantian. I want you to concentrate on your belly button, on your navel. It's your center. And so the center is where all the power is coming from. If you have a star or a planet, there's no power on the edge. The gravity is coming from the center. The heat, if it's making geothermal heat, coming from the center, not coming from the surface. If it is, it's coming from another object, another solar entity that's emitting even more power, which is coming from its center. So this center power is, if we start to turn this circle left, not too much, because I don't want you to turn your knees. I want you to be very aware of what your knees feel like. If we're doing this exercise slowly and subtly, you feel, even turning to 45, you start to feel tension on the outside of the knee. That's how sensitive the knee is. But day to day, when you go around the office, when you get in and out of your chair, when you flop on the couch, we don't think about this turn, how this can affect our knees. But if you turn from the center, you may feel something different. And if your knee, because my center is turning, starts to follow, you don't have tension on this side, then we can change. This and other knee can turn. Everything should be coming from the center. And so, good Tai Chi is this way, but TC, when he taught calligraphy, he said when you paint with the brush, you have a brush. And by the way, calligraphy is a good way to help understand Tai Chi principles. In calligraphy, the brush also is preferred. The correct way is to have it perfectly vertical, so that it's straight up and down, just like the spine. And then when you hold it at the midway point, perfectly halfway between the two. This is, Chinese culture is concerned with balance and perfection. And then when you paint, you're doing something. But you see this? This is just my arm. No good. This is my center. And it may sound, many ideas coming out of Tai Chi sound pretty crazy. But when you have to sit there and work, you use the mouse with your center. When you type, each key press coming from the center. professionals that working at a very high level, professional race car drivers driving from their center, right? It's not as basic as the mouse. In fact, the mouse is even more difficult to grasp how that works. If you can move from your center, the same way we can hold this shape, and it feels relaxed, it feels comfortable, and we can turn. Like I said, in this one we're not turning too much because structurally we're just looking to see how relaxed the arm can be and the center can turn. And if I was holding a rag here, I can clean the whole countertop with just my center. I did no wear and tear on my shoulder, elbow, wrist, or fingers. And my center is very strong. We all have, some of us have very strong center, right? So, and for martial arts, it's the same thing, right? It doesn't matter how big your bicep is, if you can kick really far away and reach the other guy, because this turning here of the center is like a tree trunk. You don't even have to practice martial arts to understand the power that's coming by turning the center here, something like this. So internally, the feeling is relaxed, and the movement, when we say it's originating from the center, the dantian is correct as well, but also it's originating from the center, from a place of, I don't want to attach a moral concept to it, but a place of purity, pure action, and just that it's absolutely natural. It becomes a reaction that is not second nature, it's primary. So this idea of the center, turning the waist and having your idea coming out of the center. Self-defense, when you work at the computer, I work at the computer during the day, so I have to protect my structure, and when I'm moving from the center. Let's see where this goes in Tai Chi, because I want to talk about, in focusing on the waist turn, I want to look at the first couple postures, maybe 10, 12 postures, up to hook and whip, and look for the waist turn in all of these. So we're just going to practice a smaller form. Start from Tai Chi Harmony. Pull your head top up. Relax the shoulders. While we're here, calibrate. So, crown. Relax your brow, open your vision. Open the nostrils. Corners of the mouth are activated. Connect the tongue to the upper palate. Chin is tucked. Pull your ears back over your shoulders. Chin is still tucked. Shoulders relaxed. Hollow your chest. Hollowing the chest is actually part of relaxing, right? All of this stuff. And it's because it's not going out. It's sunk. So the chi, all the energy can go down. Engage the stomach. Relax the tailbone. Relax your legs. Make your ankles firm. Make the shape of your foot pronounced inside of your shoe. Grip the ground. And then from here, see if you can maintain the same proper shape, but let everything relax. And from here, we're going to start, instead of from the top to the bottom, from the bottom. See if you can feel the energy going between the arch of the foot. So maybe from the center of the foot coming up this way, up to the insides. And imagine drawing, when you're breathing, drawing that energy up between the legs, the legs actually benefiting each other. So if you have an injury on one side, when you keep the legs together like this, instead of just having the power of one, it's not the power of 1.5, it's the power of 2. So legs actually helping each other heal. You have the one energy from the good leg, which can permeate across the chi, strengthen each other. So then, with the same structure, let everything relax. So keep Tai Chi Harmony as perfect as it can be, as upright, as hodium, vertical chi, vertical energy. But relax your shoulders. Relax your forearms. Relax these muscles right here on the side, both sides. Relax the back of your legs. You feel all these changes. You can do this as well. This is meditation. When you stand in this posture, you don't have to sit in lotus. You can simply stand. You don't even have to have the hands this way. This one is better for qigong. Conserve your qi. And so take a break once an hour. You see, in just a few seconds standing, you change the shape of your body. We'll do some Tai Chi, shoulder width wide. Let the energy expand, sink your tailbone, connect to the earth, and then allow your head top to connect to the sky. Grasp the sparrow's tail, avoid, make contact, advance. Square step forward, ward off, shifting back, avoid, make contact, advance, ward off. Breathing deep, roll back. Continuing the long breathing. We're practicing slowly. People make mistakes trying to go too quickly. Push. Breathe left. Breathe right. Every one of these has a waist turn. I'm exaggerating it so you can see. In fact, I turn one way and then counter turn the other way. The recoil lends itself to the next posture. Or it comes out as power. Once we reach hook and whip, bring your right foot forward. Bring your hands together in the center. Take a deep breath. Let's do that 2 more times. By the way, we have this is a 10-minute warning. If it was beeping, it now says 9 minutes. Let's try to do that 2 more times. Just that first section, just about that speed. Maybe a little bit slower. Practicing slowly is a good way to make sure that you can attain the correct posture relaxed. When we open, is there a waist turn in the opening? Breathing deep, turn. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Unwind to ward off. Breathing, turn the waist. Inhale, gather power, square step forward. Ward off. Breathing deep, shift back, turn. Make your feet as accurate as they can be. Join the palms. This is shockwave power, short power, but we don't show it. Soft. On is a long wave power. Someone may see it if they can see through the time. Look left. Glance right. Breathe deep. Gather the energy. Double press. When we shift back, turn the waist to face the corner. Turning the waist 180 degrees to face the other corner. Continue the movement. Hook. Single whip. Bring the feet together. Bring the hands together. Working from your center, put your elbows next to your rib cage and bring your hands together. This is the optimal workspace. If you have to type, if you have to write something, as soon as I have to reach, either my structure has to change or I have to set up a cantilever with my limb. But if I can physically move there, I can move my center there very easily as opposed to. So this is kind of funny, like the joke about T-Rex. They have little arms that can't do anything, right? They just have these. Humans right? Like we don't, all of this stuff. Yeah, sure, there's Pigua, we have, send your arms on vacation kind of thing. But for day to day, to protect our structure, this is the place of optimal power, especially if you have to open something. It's very difficult. Not out here, not with the shoulders like this. Sink your structure. Do what we're doing, right? Use the center. One more time. Head top up, relax, tailbone. Tai Chi harmony. And then whatever state of relaxation you feel that you're in, double it. Grip your feet. We're going to open. Breathing deep, the same long breathing that we started with. This is grasp, the sparrow's tail. Ward off. Long breathing. Square step. Try to keep your muscles relaxed throughout the movement. It's one thing to achieve that tendon power, the tendon structure, while we're static. Try to keep everything relaxed. When you're standing, especially balancing, your calves will probably be one of the last things to relax. That the story of the Shaolin student going to the Tai Chi courtyard is painting a very advanced picture. Hook and whip, bring everything back to the center. I told you today would be easy, and we have 3 minutes. So let's do a little bit of breathing, a little bit of standing. Let's see. Allow your feet to touch. Bring your hands together in the center. Before we do some standing, let's do another exercise. To turn the waist, to continue, grip the ground, turning, breathing. So we close the same way that we started. We start by filling the tank. Before you drive somewhere, you go and you get gas. And then when you get home, before you get home, you can fuel up as well. So the same, before we go about our day, the rest of the day, we can process all of the qi that we've just accumulated together. And again, thinking about your center, all of the movement, turning around that center point, like the center of a clock. And then also all of the qi originating from and returning to that point. Breathing deep. Go at your own pace. I have a tendency to rush these classes, to practice Tai Chi very quickly. There's a lot of material to cover. I want you to be encouraged on your own to practice slowly so that your tendons doing the work and your muscles are relaxed. That's better qigong. Whatever you reach some point, change directions, turn the other way. Keep your spine upright and aligned. Relax your shoulders. Eventually we replace muscle and tendon power with mind power. First you eliminate the muscle power, then you eliminate the tendon power, then you eliminate the qi power, then you eliminate the mind power. Go at your own pace, breathing deep. We're just about out of time. So when you get to the center, bring your feet together, bring your hands together for Tai Chi harmony. Put your mind in the center one more time. Take a second to smile at yourself. one long last deep breath. And that's it. Have a great weekend. Call with questions.